is it that Sharif Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say he's done it all?
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch Ryan Odom, did I feel like he's the best player? Every time I watch Ryan Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again. What's good? What's good?
Yo.
Podcast. Episode 41. Y'all know what time it is.
That many episodes in? Sheesh.
This is season 2. Yeah, 41. I've actually been counting this time. We ain't let none slip. This is 41 episodes into season 2.
Quarantine.
And at least you ain't let nothing slip. I know I seen a lot of tweets slip.
In the corner.
Hey, here we go, man. Hey, man. Yeah, Huff, go to the corner, big dog. I'm running to the other corner. Hey, Lock, come get this ball, bro. Come get this rock. Clear it out. ISO.
Man, I just want to know like, what's the purpose of us doing this or what we do. Like what we're doing, like talking on the podcast, doing tweets, videos, like what is the purpose?
The ultimate purpose is to try to help people get to the next level. Exposure. And having some fun along the way, I guess.
But you know, when you say exposure, it's levels to this media shit.
Oh.
It's levels to this media. And you know,
when taking notes.
And when it comes to the media, you know, shouldn't we reward the ones who actually win the games?
You're 3 for 3, Lock. Keep shooting.
Yeah, I'm just asking because it seems like, you know,
when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl, when who was it? New England came back and beat them. We didn't reward them for losing. Did we?
No, nobody did it. They just clowned it.
Why y'all do it to Huff? Huff caught a stray.
My bad, Huff. I've been at Huff Neck all day about this Atlanta team. My bad, Lock. I'm done.
No, you're right. You know, so it's like, okay, you see teams that win, you see teams that lose, but you always want to see maybe like the teams that you didn't expect to win. But when they come on top, they should get rewarded, right?
Yeah,
coming out of nowhere. So I'm really just feeling from this past event that the Georgia Canes won. You know, I guess it was the second tier, B tier, whatever. Who was put in that? We won that event. Barely anything was said.
I wouldn't even call it a B tier because.
Well, no, I'm not saying it. I know it wasn't a B tier, but
yeah.
For us to be in a different pool than, you know, where all the other teams some of the teams that we actually beat that was in that pool already.
True.
You know, it's like, okay, you put us in this pool. So you know how you used to you be hungry as hell heading home, and when you was a kid and you seen the McDonald's, but your mom said nope, you got to go home and eat those leftovers, so you had to eat what's on your plate. That's what we did. We ate what's on our plate, and we still got punished, or not reward. I ain't gonna say punished, rewarded for what we have done. So, you know, my thing's like, okay, you don't get an invite to the Battle of Georgia. Fine. like, cool. But you don't say anything about none of the players that performed on one of the, on the stage.
No, outperformed.
Outperformed.
Yeah.
Outperform. Okay.
Outperformed.
And now I'm not even just speaking on the Georgia Canes program, period. It's other programs where I've seen where, prime example,
McDonald's.
a great thing, a good friend of Infinite Skills had a high major one year. They got invited to the Battle of Georgia. The following year, they didn't have that high major, but they still had top players. They had DJ Wright, college player, Ryan Landers, college player, Tyler from Cedar Shows, college player. They had all these type. They had Demetrius River, who's now at Kennesaw State. All college players don't get an invite into the Battle of Georgia. So now I'm just looking at like, okay, how do you get an invite? Or not even that, what's this all about? Worrying about kids who actually have high major talent on your team? Or you want to just provide good quality teams? Because what I would like to see is matchups. See teams that you normally don't see. Prime example, when Team South Carolina came and ran Georgia for 1 or 2 tournaments.
It was great. It was a great time.
Put on the chat. Yeah, that was classic. Yeah.
It was a great time. I'll never forget that. It was epic.
That's what people want to see.
Facts.
You want to see the kids that you haven't heard about come out of nowhere. Give everybody a chance to play on that high platform, that highest platform, on that type of platform. But you can't sit here and think because these kids are not high major kids that they don't deserve the same platform as another high major. They want to go against those high majors. They want to have a chance to prove themselves and their stock. But how they're going to get stock, they're not getting the chance to match up against those teams. And just talking any program. Why should a program have a high major to get invited somewhere? Why should a program just, not have a big time kid? If you see them play and they perform, some of those teams deserve an invite. Not just an invite, deserve the matchups.
Well, I think for a team like a Team South Carolina or a team like the one you mentioned before, Brad's teams like that, I feel like people who are scouts or evaluators have to really be able to evaluate talent. Because you don't know if the high major kid might emerge from those teams. And it happens. We had one last year. And although he didn't go high major, he's pretty high. So you don't know until you actually, like you said, you get those matchups and you see what the kids are made of and you see how they perform.
Hey, let me ask a question. I want to throw a lob right quick. We still running every play for you, Lob.
Who's the lob for? Because I don't catch lobs. I only catch and shoot. I'm
the lob guy. I like the lob.
I'll let y'all decide, man. If Lock don't dunk, maybe he'll swing to the corner, big dog.
He's in a dunker spot. Lock's in a dunker spot.
Do you feel like that with the resume that you guys have had and all the D1 guys that you've had, that your program deserves more respect than that?
Yeah, but I think off the fact that we've had a number of guys play at the next level, even though they're even if they're not Division I guys, I think the fact that we have a number of guys playing at the next level warrants a level of respect. To say they probably got some pretty good dudes coming. You know what I mean? Let's see what they can do.
So my hand is raised. Is an event put on for the players that they want to get, or the teams that have a combo of players, which may not be high major or a combination of both?
I think in some events it's a 60-40 or 80-20.
But if it's, I'm just thinking, if we're talking Battle of Georgia, then how?
Well, I wouldn't even say that. Okay, I work with some. I work with On the Radar, and look, I'm a media. I'm on both sides. So if you see my tweets, more than likely, I'm tweeting on the team that people normally might not watch. I'm tweeting on D-Favorite Celtics. I'm watching their 16U. I'm watching Warner Robins 16U. I'm watching North Atlanta Orangemen.
North Atlanta's
not just one game. I'm not even the 17U. I'm
North
watching
Atlanta's good.
They got to write up before the team that you previously mentioned got one.
So
and they didn't even.
We're talking teams that are going to the Battle of Georgia that now only have 5 players and they got blown out every game, but they're a shoot team.
Oh shit!
I'm just asking. I mean,
that I don't.
I don't even know who you talking about.
I don't know anything about that.
Yes. Hey, y'all come here for this, bro. You only get this here. Yes.
I mean, I'm just being serious.
My thing is we're trying to prepare kids for I'm trying to prepare kids for the next level. And I know that sometimes kids that I have are not kids that are household names, but I also know because of my experience and my history around the game that they are pretty good players and they deserve an opportunity, the ones that we choose, to be seen. And if you don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Been doing it too long.
And maybe I'm spoiled because I'm working certain events and so much coverage goes out.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. At the end of the day, we are a service. The Scoutmaster is a service. You're providing customer service. So if you don't provide the customers great service, why should the customers still come?
Here's the thing, Locke. I get it if a scouting service doesn't promote a specific team or individual if the team isn't very successful. I can understand that. Even if a team is 500, 2-2 for a weekend, their average, I could say, got to do better. And I would be quite all right with that. Like, I would tell the kids, like, look, you were 2-2. Now, if somebody decides they want to tweet on you or write up on you, that's on them. They don't have to. But if you win every game, now mind you, I've been coaching 17U for quite some years now. I've seen some tough players, really good players on independent teams, on shoot teams, whatever you want to call it. But if you beat those players, I feel like the team that wins, especially if a kid outplays a certain kid, locks a kid down, whatever the case may be, you need to fairly evaluate
that. We got a couple of comments saying this, so I'm going to show this one. Is there an issue, because there was another comment in here saying that you guys were getting punished because of your independent stance? Is there an issue? Or independent program?
I don't think it has anything to do with independent. I don't think it has anything to do with
No.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
So is it we're just overlooking teams and guys because they don't have the headline?
That could be it.
I mean,
I think that plays a role.
I'm
going to use another. Obviously, we do the Big South shootout, right? So yeah, you want to have some teams like
have the name
that have some high, right? But you also want to give teams that don't have that high value some opportunities to play in your event. For instance, I'm just going to America's Sumter played in my event last year.
Bro, the whole crowd.
Whole crowd. They didn't even play in the main gym. Did not matter. They end up, what was they rate? I think they only lost like 1 or 2 games last year.
Yep.
Or I even used Carver Atlanta. Well, guess who's blowing up now who plays at Carver Atlanta? Mason Lockhart. Right? So there has to be some kind of balance. You know, Parkview played in the event last year.
Jason Edwards,
Miles Kelly. Like, there has to be some kind of balance, whether it's a forecast and seeing this team and these players are good, or
but
this
here's the
team is already good. And so let me do a combination of both.
And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. When those kids blow up, but you didn't promote them or make a call, or somebody called and you didn't help them out, you can't go back and say that they played in my event. Because you weren't, like, you didn't assist.
Weren't a part of the process.
Especially if they played well. Like, sometimes you got to give those teams who people don't understand, don't know, or players opportunity to have a shot versus teams. You know, who would have thought that North Gwinnett a year ago versus that Thero game? Well, why is that a matchup? And what do we end up finding out? North Gwinnett was pretty doggone good.
Well, you know, and some of the reasons why I've played over the past few summers where I played is because I knew I had under the radar kids that nobody knew, but I personally knew, or people in my camp or my side knew we had faith that these kids would blow up by the end of the summer. And I knew that where I played was going to allow them the opportunity to blow up. So it's not a personal thing for me.
It's most definitely. The funny thing about it, it's not about us. It's about the actual kids. The kids come to us and be like, "What the fuck, Coach Locke? What the fuck, Coach Bryce?" So we were like, "Okay, they're looking like what we got to do. We won."
Let's explain this. Because there could be some people who are watching or listening to the show right now that are like, "Damn, they're talking about tweets." You know what I mean? Like, all this over some tweets. You want to write up? Like, that's not a big deal. Explain. Help people understand.
Yeah.
You guys are
about the tweets. Yeah.
At 17, you help people understand that at 17, what the evaluation or what the promotion piece can do for a kid.
I mean, for me, like I said, I have kids that sometimes go under the radar. Maybe they had a situation where they sat out. Maybe they had a situation, whatever the situation is, we typically find these kids and we give them opportunity to play, you know, on our team and try to earn a scholarship. So they're not always a kid that's going to have a 5-star star next to their name. So that evaluation process comes with allowing that kid to play and really seeing and testing the waters and seeing what level that kid should be at, or can be at, or how they can improve. And if they show well, they typically land where they should land at the next level. So it's not necessarily about tweaks, but we're talking about a team game. We're talking about wins and losses.
Do they matter? That's what I want to know.
My first year,
there's your key. Does winning matter? Does winning matter in AAU?
Locke, remember my first year coaching 17U, and how many games did I win?
0 or 2.
And what happened? What was the
Dude, hey, you was on that back court that we was on this weekend.
I was on the back court. I was jokes.
Yeah, you got joked on the line. I know I was in your ass.
Everybody was. So yeah, winning is important. And if you're watching a kid, you don't want people who are losers. Now you don't have to win every game, but you got to compete.
Yeah. But you know what I learned though? If you don't have a high major player, you have to win games. You have to be a team where people want to come watch. If you don't have that one star-studded guy just standing out, so
let me ask
come to play and you come win.
I agree, but how many star-studded kids are there in 2021 after we've seen them now?
Good point.
Now we thought 2021 was going to be that deal. Now, don't get me wrong, it's some good, really good 2021 kids.
Very great class and very evenly distributed.
It's spread out. It's not top heavy.
But let's not act like there's a bunch of stars. And I could be wrong.
Not rock stars. Stars, not rock stars.
Yeah, they're good players.
Yeah, very good players.
But I don't see any Colin Sextons. I don't see any Kobe Simmons.
We'll leave this open for a minute. Sometimes you gotta let the release just, you know what I'm saying? Gotta mess with your people, not strangers. That's words are wise.
Yeah, of course. We're just in a different time period.
Sometimes you gotta venture out, man. You gotta venture out.
Sometimes, yeah. You gotta see
Mix it up a little bit. I'll say this. We need to call another set. We good?
No, we got one more set. It's just because I don't want people to just take the wrong idea, because it's like I know other programs are going through this.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, when I'm working events, I go see teams that don't have the big names, probably don't even have the players.
Yep.
But they need someone. Sometimes you just need someone to look at your game and just to let you know, if you build a relation, it's all about relationships, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So with me trying to build a relationship with other teams, even though their team is not good, I would still just watch them just to let coach know, hey, I watched your kids. Some of them maybe not be that good, but I want to let you know I watched your team and I thought about this kid. He was talented. I'm going to tweet on this particular kid.
Oh, Locke, with that being said, let me ask you a question. If Bam Wingfield ends up being a Division I kid, which is possible, quite possible, can you go back and say, oh, man, he won a championship here? Oh, man, he did this.
See, and hey, man, only thing I'm going to say, OTR for life. But you can't do that now. You do it, but it's like, why would you want to do it now? You wasn't there when he was going through the trenches. After he played in your event.
Yeah.
And Club Orangeman is right.
And for me,
those kids got love at OTR.
Yeah. For me, it's just the principle of things. And like I said, if a team goes 2-2, you maybe don't deserve any write-ups. Maybe you don't deserve anything.
Do you think it's magnified in what I call the live stream period? Because kids need the write-ups more.
They need the exposure.
They need them.
Coaches are looking at tweets.
They need them. Yeah.
Tweet is not going to get you an offer per se, but it'll get you a look.
And sometimes they need a third party. They might go off the coach. That's one. They gonna go off the high school coach. Of course, that's two. And then they're looking for a third person to go off of. Who's that third person?
I want to my little 2 cents is just coming from a conversation that I typically have with my parents of our organization this every year at the beginning of the year. I'm very careful with the finances within our organization. My parents pay me money. I'm going to watch your money like a hawk. Part of that is I'm not just going to give our money to anybody because of this very issue that I don't have a very strong relationship with and that sort of thing. Not saying that y'all don't. I'm just saying what I tell my parents at the beginning of the year every year. So sometimes there are events that pop up that are the new shiny thing, and we don't play in those events because I watch our money like a hawk. I'm not just going to give it to nobody. Like, I want to give my money to the director that I know is not only going to support us and write us up, but also possibly come to your high school games, that's going to track you, invite you to camps after the fact, and which is why we are very loyal to OTR, because the work that they put in. I mean, Chris Watkins will pull up at your game, Trent will pull up at your game, Sean will pull up at your game. It's a more of an ongoing relationship.
How you ain't gonna say me? I came to your practice
last week. We've been to our practice. We rocked at your camp. We've been, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about, though. Like I feel comfortable sending kids to the freshman U every year. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, right? Freshman U come up, my youngest son is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But I feel comfortable with that because I know that after that, it's not just a financial exchange for, you know what I'm saying, a 1-for-1 exchange. It's not just I'm going to pay, I'm going to go to the event, and then that's the end of it. It's, you know what I'm saying, the check-ins, oh, man, how your kid doing? Oh, damn, hey, he getting better than the last time I seen him, or whoop-de-whoop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To see you stop in, and it means a lot to my kids because at this point now, Locke walked in the gym for us to practice, and the tone changes when Locke walks in. You know what I'm saying? Because they know, shit, when we won OTR, Locke was the one that did the write-up and did the post. Shout out to Willie, too. Willie looked out for us and hooked us up. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's more of an easy sell, but that's why we do kind of what we do. Like, we don't play and everything because we can't take those chances.
I think that because I mean I've been coaching for AAU for a minute, I guess, and I don't think people necessarily know the backstory about how I got to Georgia Canes and
players you had along the way.
Yeah, so and I stopped doing the middle school and went to do Georgia Canes, but I was about to quit coaching AAU. I was gonna be done with it. I was just tired. I wanted a break. But some people made some calls, you know, and they convinced me to do it. So that's the reason why, you know, we typically play in certain places because, you know, people felt like I was good enough to take it up to another level. You know what I mean? Yep. And that's kind of how the relationship started. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't always, you know, they see the tweets. No, it's not even about tweets. It's not about tweets. It's not, that's just come on, bro. We've been doing this too long. We ain't worried about no tweets. It's about the principle. It's about connections. It's about loyalty. It's about, you know, who's looked out for you. Things like that. Who's helped you, you know, like last year was one of the best teams I've ever had in my entire life. And that wasn't solely based off of me. You know what I mean? That's because I had help building that team. So a lot of people say, well, you know, you don't play here and you don't play there. Well, it is what it is. So like I said, it's nothing personal. I think it's just like, people don't necessarily know the backstories of things and the history of things. And but my thing is, even if you do play somewhere else and your team performs, if I go play a Huffs event and my team performs, I still expect to get a championship picture and at least maybe one write up to me. And that's what I'm saying. I don't even care. You could have wrote up on any kid. Pick one. I ain't gonna say, hey man, you need to write up on this part. Nah, bro, I ain't gonna do that. But when I see a team that was defeated in the championship and they get one, and then I go look at his page and realize, oh, he already got offers. So what's the point of the tweet? He already has offers.
True shit right there. Believe him. We good. We going back to the offense?
I'm done. I really ain't really want to talk about it too much, to be honest, but you know, Lock got in his bag. So
I'm gonna play something to reset us, dog. Here we go.
Motion one.
What's poppin'? Brand new year and I'm locked in. Far as this teaching go, I am unreachable. I'm number one in your top 10. Miss Williams, been poppin'. 2020 new school, you're dropping. No COVID-19, ain't worried about a thing when it come to me, ain't no stopping. I can teach your class with rap, this drip hard. Go ahead, take a picture on your iPhone. 2020 school, yeah, virtual. And you know Miss Williams go viral. Talk to school, I'm a fool with the lesson. Come learn with me, I swear it's a blessing. Classes in session and we just progressing. Success is the topic and pass is the message. Woo! My school is the best, there's no competition. We at the top, no switching positions. The road number one, tornado, let's get it.
Yeah, I say that green, that gold, that green, that gold, that green, that gold. Tornadoes, let's go.
Hey, Lock, how proud are you right now, dog?
I knew I forgot to wear my Monroe shirt today. Hey, man, that 229, man. Hey, Sal got something to say. And they text me probably like an hour. I mean, like they emailed me like an hour ago, too, about coming on the show.
We got to get them on. I had to play something happy because in a few minutes, there could be sadness. Today is the NBA draft lottery.
Huff already sad because he wishing that they would have drafted. They wishing that he would have drafted Luka because Luka giving out them buckets right now.
Man, nobody want to. No, let's be real. Nobody was like.
Facts, Huff. Facts.
Nobody what?
Nobody was saying that back then. Draft Luka.
Nah,
nobody was saying.
He definitely saying get Trae Young, but
I think we're saying it now, though.
Hey,
boy. Hey, hold on, wait.
I'm looking a little nervous over there, bro. I hope you get a number one pick.
Here are the official draft odds up on your screen. You have Cleveland and the Warriors. Cleveland, the Warriors out. Oh, and the Timberwolves. I'm sorry, tied with the highest odds of winning the lottery, followed by the Hawks, Pistons, Knicks, Bulls, Hornets, Wizards, Suns, San Antonio, the Kings, Pelicans, and Grizzlies.
I need my Wizards to get like the third pick, bro. Second.
Y'all need some help.
Yeah,
New York needs some help. But I
gotta blow it either way. They don't need no help, bro. They're gonna blow
it.
They'll draft some.
They'll blow it.
So I have a question. We're gonna play a little game here in a little bit, but Coach, if the Hawks fall out of the top 5, how are you feeling today?
You're gonna be sick.
Suicide watch.
Who's even outside the top 5?
He is heated. Okay, wait. Really?
It's wide on a bus for him.
We're really gonna say
hey, my screen gonna go black. My screen just gonna go black. Y'all won't hear from me the rest of the night.
Outside the top 4, because we're talking about the most talked about, discussed players are James Wiseman,
and
Ant-Man, of course, LaMelo Ball, and Obi Toppin.
That's what we need.
If you fall
after that,
who do you draft out of that?
After that,
we're gonna find out in a minute when we see what the Hawks pick is.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that. After that, it's over with, man.
Hey, when y'all pick ninth,
Can't pick nothing lower than eighth. By the way, nothing lower than eighth. I already know that.
Who do you draft if you get that 1 through 4?
out of those four players, let's say you get number one, Huff. Out of those 4 players,
who your first pick? Who's your first pick if you're the Hawks?
I think you have to go Anthony Edwards.
Thank you.
I'm not sold on the ball kid.
Me either.
I don't know. I'm still take Ant-Man at number 1.
I'm gonna tell you why you can't take Ball, because the one drawback that
I don't think Ball
have is Trae Young and his defense. And what's the drawback on LaMelo Ball? He don't play defense. You can't have both of them. And they got too many wings.
No, he's not a good fit for the Hawks.
But I also think if the Hawks don't get the first or second pick, they may be trying to trade that thing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Locke. Go ahead.
So I was watching the Knuckleheads. CP3 wanted to come to the Hawks.
Man, let's not talk about those days, please.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to go to the Hawks.
He said he wanted some of them wings.
Yeah, he wanted to skip the New Orleans workout.
He must have wanted some of them.
We had a bad GM that time. I mean, Marvin Williams. That's all I'll say.
Woo wee.
Sheldon Williams.
AJ Long.
Sheldon did. He did hit a jackpot though. He got Candace Parker.
Not anymore.
Hey, since we brought up Candace Parker, and I wasn't planning to talk about this now, but are y'all seeing all the tweets that people are just now figuring out that Tia Cooper is pretty?
Oh, she bad.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's also disrespectful. Like, somebody texted me and was like, "Oh, she's the face of the WNBA." I was like, "Bro, what's wrong?"
It's some bad ones.
That's a little too far. That's a little too far.
Yeah.
I think a very important discussion needs to be had about it, though. I think number one.
You might want to stand down though.
No.
I'm not stand down, bro. You talking like
no. I'm keeping it classy.
You're not gonna be welcome in the lounge when COVID is over with, my guy.
I don't want no smoke. None. I don't want no smoke. I'm just gonna say number one, keep it classy. Let's be respectful. You know what I'm saying? That is somebody's family member. Let's be respectful. But I think to highlight something important though. I think we got to figure out, right, other avenues for WNBA players to get a bag. And I think that's an important discussion to have.
So they should be representing a lot of products, and I'm not saying this the wrong way, that can show up on advertisements.
100%. 100%. And being photogenic,
that helps.
That was a good choice of words.
Hey, I'm just
she's extremely photogenic.
People get carried away with this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But like I look at like David Beckham has been able to profit off of the fact that women like him. You know what I mean? Why not young ladies being able to profit off of it and become a megastar because men like them? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Men do it all the time. Men have been able to profit from it. I don't think there's anything wrong with women being able to get a bag because of it, and also display that, yes, I can be pretty and I can hoop. Like, it's not like she can't play. You know what I mean? We saw Skylar Diggins get the Rock Nation bag. Like, why couldn't Tia Cooper be the next one to be able to go and get a bag like that?
Too.
Why couldn't she go get a shoe deal? It's not like she can't play. She can hoop.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think? I think WNBA players need to get involved with women's AAU more. If they already are.
I would love to see
like having their own team.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
What if AOT girls come back with Tia Cooper?
Yeah.
leading the
Tia
way.
Cooper elite. I would love to see it.
Who this is completely off topic, but who came up with this 3-level score and who came up with this two-way player?
Two-way player is horrible because you
There's
got
no
a two-way player.
No such thing.
The 3-level score, I mean, because you got some guys, like, are you expecting Cal Corver to score at the rim?
No.
So I think when they evaluate guys, they're saying, can he score at the rim? Can he score mid-range, and can he score from three? Like, because you got to evaluate. There got like Brandon Goodwin was a great player coming out of Norcross, but he couldn't shoot to save his life. I mean, we played him when I was at Georgia Southern, and we went under every ball screen. But he worked on that. He worked on that so he could become an NBA player.
So, but the thing is, the example you use of Kyle Korver is making it's kind of a negative connotation if you're saying, but Kyle Korver is a 3-point specialist, but if he's not,
it goes back to being elite at something, Bryce. Kyle Korver is an elite shooter now.
Yeah, he's an elite shooter. But I'm saying other than that, so, but the way that people use the term of 3-level, they're making it seem like they're elite at all 3 levels. But if you're not, then you're a player.
I just think, at least for me, I just think they're saying they can score at all 3 levels.
All 3 levels, yeah.
Not saying they're elite at all 3 levels.
And the two-way player is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, too, because if you don't play defense, you're not going to play.
I think the NBA started it.
All right. Huff, at any minute now, if you see Huff jump out off that balcony.
Hey, Huff, I'm refreshing already, big dog. I got you. I'm refreshing.
Hey, if you see my screen go black, you know it's bad news.
Every few minutes, right? I can't bleep you out if you start cussing, Huff. I can't bleep you out, bro.
He's good so far. He's good so far. Boston at 14.
Hey, are we saying right now that the process in Philadelphia is over? By the way,
yeah, that shit's trash. Ain't no problem. They need to break that shit up. And
I feel so bad, bro. Hey,
they move Ben Simmons to DC.
But you do realize, like, if Kawhi doesn't hit that shot, they were going to the NBA Finals last year.
Yeah.
Facts. And it's done. And what a season will do.
Spurs.
So you're not watching, Huff. You okay?
I'm still. I know we have to be in the top 8.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
You see Huff sweating on his forehead.
Washington, we don't want no damn number 9. We can't do that. We don't need no more Roy Hachimura's.
The Knicks lose out again, picking 8th.
Damn. They'll get somebody solid though.
How does Charlotte Hornets move up? What is, man?
He must be fast.
Hey, if the Warriors get the number 1 pick,
That's
dog.
it. That's
Warriors.
Hey, can real quick as we're watching this play out, can Ant-Man and Colin Sexton play in the same backcourt in the league? Does it work?
It's tough. And you got the other dudes.
And Darius Garland.
I'm done. Forget it.
What'd you get, huh?
6. Hey, look, she hot. Take off that damn.
That is pain.
Oh, my.
Who you gonna get it?
Charlotte Hornets get a better pick than us.
Well, we know Ant-Man's not going to Cleveland, so you can cancel that out. Ant-Man's not going to play with Colin, so that's over with.
Does Cleveland mess up the number 1 pick and take somebody outside of that top 4?
They gotta take Wiseman.
Are they gonna be pressured to take Obi Toppin?
Who? Cleveland? Cleveland's number 5.
Oh, they're 5?
Yeah.
They just got Watch Minnesota get number 1 or something crazy.
Watch they give it. They giving it to Michael Jordan and the Hornets.
And I feel so bad for the New York Knicks, bro.
How did the Hawks not get 1, 2, or 3?
Because you're trash, my boy.
Hey, watch your mouth over there, buddy.
Who they gonna get at 8?
Good question.
Who left?
You mean at 6? You mean
6? Who they get at 6?
Hey, do you get Devin Vessel? Do you get Devin Vessel?
They need another. They probably need another 4 or 5 or 5.
get Devin Vessel.
or 3. Yeah, they could get him.
You get Devin Vessel at number 6.
He can go that high. He can go that high.
Look at Quincy Oliveri. Quincy Oliveri is sad too, man. He wanted the Hawks to get the number 1 pick.
Quincy,
Hey, man.
Knicks.
You get Devin or Isaac Okoro.
I forgot Isaac is out there.
Isaac can
Yes.
go 5. He'll go 5 or 6. Yeah, he can go 5. He ain't gonna be around. Damn, Huff, man. He's sick.
Isaac neither, Huff. Damn.
Sick,
Oh,
boy.
okay.
I wouldn't expect nothing else from my Wizards, so I ain't tripping.
Hey, Isaac might be the only Atlanta kid that could come back and play in Atlanta. Isaac, the only kid I trust.
It'll work for him. Yeah, it'll work for him.
He the only kid I trust not to be in Magic City.
Out of these kids, though, that
He is.
who's actually a good fit for the Hawks, though? Like, I just don't see it.
Isaac can get you stops.
I think Isaac would be.
He can
We
get
trade
you
the
stops.
pick. Who cares?
Elite 3 and D guy, but yeah, he's not gonna be around. You draft too late, Huff.
That man is sick.
Sorry.
Watch Golden State get the number 1 pick.
Facts.
Steph Curry, yes.
Hey, we could
Maybe
make
next year, Huff. Next year, Huff.
Hey, we could make a full list of guys that the Hawks should have drafted. The Hawks and the Knicks. The Knicks, we can make a list of guys that they drafted and traded.
We know Melo Ball not going to the Knicks unless somebody make a trade. That's tough.
Gotta love it.
Dang.
Are we at the number 1 pick yet?
Nah, that's a commercial.
Commercial.
That's trash. All right. Oh, where was I? Oh, did y'all see the NCAA announced? Well, they didn't announce. There's a vote going Friday. The original vote passed. They have to confirm it on Friday that the NCAA will be given an additional year of eligibility to players that are either participating or not participating in fall sports. So if you're a 2021 kid, the NCAA Friday is expected to approve a decision that says whether you play fall sports or not, we're giving you an extra year of eligibility due to COVID.
Also, with 2021 recruits, you don't have to take the SAT or ACT.
Yep.
For sure.
And now's your time to commit.
Facts. I think one of the on its face, I think it's a good thing. But when you dig into the NCAA, there's a lot of financial implications for schools about whether or not they can afford it. It's wild to me when we see all the money numbers that get thrown around for schools, and we see some of the coaching salaries and things that get thrown around at these schools. But then you tell me one missed season crumbles the entire empire, and we're talking about schools not being able to afford to give kids a scholarship for that 5th year or possibly 6th year if you redshirt a year. That is wild to me. But then we're talking about the people who have a lot of money, possibly having football rosters of 140, 135 guys because you have a whole senior class that came back. I would imagine that Alabama football is going to be damn good.
Ooh.
Your class that doesn't have to go to the NFL, they can come back and do another year in Alabama. The rich are going to get richer on that part.
That's not fair.
It's going to get ugly, bro.
What if they do that for basketball?
Minnesota got the top pick.
Did they make up with Kevin Garnett? I think they made up, right?
So
Yeah.
James White to Minnesota. I mean James Wiseman to Minnesota. Who got the second pick?
Minnesota has
Golden
Carl.
State got the second pick.
Oh, so Anthony
Hey,
Edwards to Minnesota, Wiseman to Golden State.
You think Minnesota is going to draft Ant-Man first?
Who they got on the wing?
D'Angelo Russell.
They need another one.
Let's go to their roster real quick.
They gonna need some. They gonna need it.
They got Malik Beasley. They just drafted Jared Culver.
Yeah, Denver traded him.
Oh, they might get Wiseman there.
They got D'Angelo Russell. They got Naz Reid. They got Josh Okogie.
They got solid roster.
Jones.
That's a tough one.
They got some players at those positions.
I think ain't gonna be in Golden State.
I could see them going James Wiseman and maybe saying that, he could play the 4 or the 5 with Karl Anthony Towns. I could see them making a case for Obi Toppin. I could see them.
I think Obi Toppin goes 3 or 4. As good as he is, I think he goes 3 or 4.
How do we feel about D'Angelo Russell? I think that's what it comes down to. And
who got the 3rd pick?
I don't know.
Who's got the 3rd pick?
Is that Charlotte?
Oh gosh.
You're not gonna have me try to figure out what
is it Chicago? Is it Chicago or Charlotte?
I think it's Chicago.
Well, who are the bigs in Minnesota? So Charlotte has a number 3 pick. They've got Graham in Charlotte. Who else do they have at guard for guards? They probably need a wing.
They need the wing. Yeah, they got a name from Norcross. What's the name from Norcross High School at Charlotte? Lamb, Jeremy Lamb.
So they probably are going to go. If Edwards is not going 1 or 2, they'll go. If he's going 1 or 2, they're going Ball.
Oh, they got there. Malik Monk is still there.
Yeah,
Ted Rose is still there. Kobe Simmons still
in the mix.
They still own his rights, don't they?
They got to go Wiseman in. Looks like 2 out of 3 got to go Wiseman.
But Wiseman's probably going to be gone.
So you're the GM.
Hey, Billis says Ant-Man 1, Wiseman 2, Ball 3, though.
Well, he said best available, yeah.
Do you guys draft based off position, or are you going to draft off of best player available?
I think you draft team need at the moment for best player, best fit.
To me, this is the NBA, dog. I'm taking the best
player.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you decide who's the best player between Anthony Edwards and James Wiseman? How you know?
Because Ant-Man played.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that Wiseman ain't going to translate to a freaking.
Well, the knock on Wiseman is that he's soft, right?
I would go.
No boys allowed.
I think Anthony is the number 1 pick. I'm just saying, like, you don't know, like, just like we didn't know Luka was going to be that guy.
Hey, that's why I'm on the Melo bandwagon.
Nah, hell no. Melo don't play no defense, bro.
Melo's the kid that I have the most questions about, but he is very intriguing. Like I
don't think Melo was better than Lonzo.
What Melo does in the open court is magical. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Melo gonna sell tickets too.
Yes, he will. I ain't gonna lie about that.
He's gonna sell way more tickets than Wiseman.
You would want to see Melo when you would pick Melo over Wiseman?
Who, me personally?
Anybody.
But you're only selling tickets for a bit. I mean, eventually they want you to win now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough for me to go off.
I can see Jordan.
So there's the mock draft. They said LaMelo's going 1. LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman to the Hornets,
safe
to the Bulls, and the dude from Israel to the Cavs.
Where did Israel dude come from? Sheesh.
Overseas.
I'm jumping on the overseas dude. They've been coming.
I think Obi Toppin is going to end up being probably one of the safest picks, to be honest. Other than Anthony Edwards, I think Obi Toppin is going to be like.
I can't. RJ Hampton is out here in this draft too, right?
I like RJ Hampton a lot too.
I ain't heard.
I like RJ Hampton too.
RJ Hampton a gorilla.
Yeah, he different. I personally would take RJ Hampton over Melo Ball.
I'm calling this early. RJ Hampton is the next Austin Rivers.
Nah, he can shoot the ball much better than Austin Rivers, bro. Come on. That's a slap in the face.
It's not a slap in the face. Austin Rivers was a gorilla coming out. He didn't do nothing to you.
Rivers shoot the ball.
Page right?
Nah.
Hey man, I had to think about that. What Locke said when you call somebody.
Look at it. Look at it.
Like he's hooping right now. Austin Rivers is hooping right now. Is that a disappointment to be Austin Rivers? I don't think it is. I mean,
he's different players.
I don't know about that. I'm calling it. Not saying it's a bad thing, but Austin Rivers had the hype.
What pick was Austin Rivers?
But he didn't do nothing at Duke. And it transitioned to the league.
Damn, he didn't do nothing to Duke. That's tough.
While we I saw something on Twitter, man, that I want to toss out here and see what y'all think. I'm gonna post this tweet of the week up from Chris Watkins. Are you slept on if you already have multiple offers? Can a kid say that he slept on if you have multiple offers already?
Nah, I don't think so.
You can't, but they're probably thinking I don't have the offers I want.
They'll have the offers they want. Yep.
I think that if a kid may think that he's high major and he doesn't have them, he might be able to say that, but for the most part, no.
Why do y'all think kids feel like they're slept on?
A lot of times kids or adults around the kids don't want to believe the evaluation of the kid. Sometimes you just are what you are.
If you have multiple offers, though, I don't think you slept on. I mean,
it goes back, Mondre. You are what you are. You just don't like what you are.
Well, let me say this. Because we talked about the difference between being offered and being recruited. If you're being recruited by multiple schools, I don't think you're slept on.
Here's the thing, Mondre.
They may not be calling you more. Your phone might be dry, so maybe you're not being recruited. But if you're being recruited, I don't think you can say you're slept on.
If you have an offer from one school, chances are another school in that conference is probably going to be recruiting you too. So you probably can't be slept on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
when you get an offer, people gonna see it.
Well, let's say this too. Do you think kids feel like they're slept on because they don't get the tweets?
Or that's on you. That's on you. That's your job. I don't tweet on kids.
No, I'm not. I try to tweet on kids that no one ever heard about. Or a kid that I never tweeted on before.
I think the thing that we gotta understand,
you wouldn't tweet on no Kane's kids unless there was some skin in the game.
I held y'all down for like 2 summers.
That's true. And I used to get you the wing plates. You right.
Yeah.
I think what kids are saying though too is I think a lot of times kids feel like they slept on. If we talk about being real, because they don't have those Division I offers, or they don't have high major Division I offers, and they feel like they're slept on because of that. But I mean, it only takes one school to love you. I mean, we see what Dame doing, we see what CJ doing, we see, you know what I mean?
Now, what I will say is, in the situation,
Curry out there cooking, are we gonna call him a Duke kid?
Now listen,
for that.
In the situation that these kids are now in with COVID, they may have a case.
Facts.
In a normal live
summer
period, normal summer, normal high school season, normal living, and you've been evaluated by this person, or you haven't been evaluated because you're not that good, then you can't be slept on. You've been seen.
Well,
Hey, is the lack of having a true camp season impacting evaluations? Because by this time, we will be in full mode to be any more.
everything is every
Yes.
every 2021 kid who's not a definite already automatic high major has been impacted.
Dude,
And it's going to be even more impacted if they decide to wait until the spring of next year to sign, because whatever level they have right now, they're probably going to drop a level if they wait till the spring of next year. Because if the one-time transfer goes through, and we've said this multiple times on this show, if the one-time transfer goes through, JUCO doesn't start playing in January.
Yeah,
like those eyes are going to be if what a college coach said they're not going to be able to get back out, at least Division I, until February.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble because those 2021 JUCO kids are gonna start taking spots.
Think about it. So you're gonna have your one-time transfer kids first.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your fifth-year transfer kids second. You're gonna have your kid. You're gonna have your overseas kids for those programs that get overseas kids. Then you're gonna have your prep school kids. That leaves that high school kids 6 on the list.
Yeah, a lot of kids on especially the independent teams that need that exposure of the college coaches on the baseline to evaluate them are hurting right now.
I mean, let's keep it all the way real, Bryce. Just like James said, so you've lost out on the April AAU period.
Mm-hmm.
You lost out on the period, the evaluation period that college coaches could come out in the spring to watch you work out at your high school. Even though they might have been looking more at 2020, they will now say, "Oh man, I need to go watch this kid play AAU in the summer because he's intriguing." You've lost the summer high school June period with the NCAA camp. You've lost July AAU period. You are going to lose the September workout period that they used to come watch from the September 7th until the beginning of October, beginning of their practice, whatever it was. Then if they can't come out to February, you've lost your whole season of them watching. Think about it. Tournament of Champions, hoops given. That baseline was lined up of coaches.
Yep.
Yeah. The experience, the unfortunate experience for coaches and players is that live period experience when they get to play in front of those coaches.
So just think about it. There is, and I hate to put, there's no way a kid like, for instance, if this was Devin Vassell right now, he doesn't get to Florida State.
Yeah.
It just does not happen.
And I got his cousin on my team, and he's 6'6".
I mean, so you're
I
either
don't really know.
You're either going to have kids who are going to go higher than they're supposed to go because of the write-up.
Because y'all tweet.
So they're going to go higher than they maybe should have. There's not going to be an in-between, and you're going to have kids go lower than they should have.
Yeah.
But if they wait, and this is a direct quote from a Division I college coach, if they wait to the spring period, especially if they're not a big, a Division I kid who's a no doubt about it, Division I kid could now become a Division II kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in that case,
and you hate to say it because, I mean, we all in here would say, man, kids should bet on themselves. You good enough? Go bet on. But this is a tough period. I think
in a normal circumstance, then yeah, you can go bet on yourself and see how you do in the spring. But if you have something good now, you might want to
always ask kids this of this school that you have circled or this high major school or whatever. What is it that you expect to get out of going there that you can't get going to the school that offered you? What are you expecting?
4 year, different travel.
Is that going to be the make or break thing? Is that what is? Does that align with your end goal? You know what I mean? are you going to be happy with the
More
additional
games.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, is this one of those times where somebody's circle is telling them, all right, go commit and sign wherever. The one-time transfer thing is going to happen. If you play the way you're supposed to play, now we see what happens.
True.
Well,
Are more kids gonna go to JUCO?
Here's the thing: if things open back up and get back to normal in January, and there is a live period in April or 2, you still could potentially play in those unsigned and get something.
Let's be real. We're about to flood. We're about to flood.
You could, Bryce, but why are they going to choose a high school dude?
Now, you're going to have to be a dude. You're going to have to be a dude either way. Yeah, you're going to have to be really good. You have to be
let's put it like this. Let's say who's committed on. Let's say I'll just use somebody that committed this week. Elijah Tucker just going to Xavier, right? Or Will Richards just committed to Belmont. They go have
right there. Both of those guys. Good.
They just go have one heck of a year, right?
Yep.
And they put their name in that transfer portal. You're going to take one of them who's already shown you what they can do, or you're going to take a high school senior?
I mean, most of the time they're probably going to take an older kid.
So
unless the kid who's playing unsigned blows up. So yeah, it's tough.
That factor hard to catch.
You know, if I was really interested in playing basketball at the next level, and I had a good D2 opportunity, and it had a nice arena, probably gonna take it. Like, hey. I might even take even or D3. Like, I'm probably gonna take it.
Hey, speaking on commits, we got to shout out Mercer keeping 2 hometown kids in the city.
They got 3. They got 3 hometown kids now.
Yep.
They got Jovan Tucker already.
Oh yeah, true.
Well, he's not really he ain't from Macon, but he's still close enough.
Javion Mosley, Quay Primus. I like to see that. I love that they committed there.
They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good.
Oh, yeah.
Now I got a comment. I'm not saying I'm glad they're going there. So don't take this the wrong way, Locke. Every school should recruit their backyard. I agree. But
get it out.
Should you just recruit them because they're in your backyard, or should you recruit somebody that's better?
Who's better than?
I'm just saying. Period. Like, I think every time you get to colleges, everybody says, "Well, you got to recruit your backyard. You got to do this." Well, you got to get players that's better than your level, and that player may not be in your backyard.
Yeah,
true.
I want to weigh in on this after Locke.
But that's when you got to go on faith, because if, like you just said, maybe like you said, them recruiting their hometown, that brings in more fans.
Those kids might fit their system too.
Might fit their system.
Those are great assets, or they believe in the development of what they're doing in their program to develop those kids to what they want to be. I believe in all that.
I will also say, to me, it's very important to recruit your hometown, even at a Power 5 school or a school that has a winning tradition, or whatever y'all want to call Louisville. Because you got to have inroads in your own city, man.
You better. Don't say got to. You better have inroads.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to get locked out of your home gym, where if they do
there's some schools here that get locked out of gyms.
Out of their home gym,
Go ahead and speak on it, Bryce. Who gets locked out of their own gym?
Hey, man.
Well, I don't know if this is true or not.
Because you never know who hiring, so I ain't saying nothing.
What'd you say, Locke?
I don't know if this is true or not, but it's just the rumors I heard over the years that the old Kennesaw State staff didn't show up to a lot of the gyms in Atlanta. Holy Innocents is one of them.
I wasn't even at Holy Innocents then. I was at the Loof, and
Yeah,
you're right.
so I have heard that.
The same could be said. I talked to coaches in the Macon area, and the previous Mercer staff wasn't coming in gyms down there.
I think if you know, I watched it play out with Louisville with Rick Pitino. As soon as Rick Pitino comes, we go from having Denny Crum, who is very Louisville-centric. When you talk about Jason Osborne, DeJuan Wheat, Dwayne Morton, Herbert, like it goes on and on and on. The list of guys that I'm not talking about just guys that he recruited from the city, but won national championships with, went to the Final Four with hometown guys. And then Pitino comes in, and it's all New York City point guards. So you don't get Rondo because we're chasing Sebastian Telfair. It gets choppy in the city. There are a lot of local guys who don't want to give you money when it comes from a donation or sponsorship standpoint because they, you know what I mean? Some people can
supposed to go to not go to Kentucky.
Yeah, Rondo was a Louisville kid from the same thing with Derek Anderson. Well, Louisville kids through and through from the very beginning.
I think
Louisville not getting them in there that caused them to go to.
You would rather for Rondo? You rather? My bad, huh? Go.
I think it's a double-edged sword when we talk about recruiting your hometown or getting the best player. But I think the way you avoid the double-edged sword is no matter whether your hometown has guys that can really play for you or not, you're making your rounds, if that makes sense. Like and I know it's tougher in Georgia, or especially Atlanta, because there's so many schools, but whether or not South Cobb or Wheeler or Norcross or Grayson or Milton, whether they got a player I can get or not, I got to make my rounds to make sure, hey, I'm stopping through today. I'm hollering at you today. Even though my main target may be this kid that's in Florida. You know, I mean, we got to let's keep it all the way 100 right now. So, Kowalski, Matthew Cleveland. Who else am I missing that's high up in I mean, we still gonna talk about Chance Moore. He was still high up. All three of those kids have left the state.
Payne Daniels
left the state. That's 4. Left the state. At some point, and we're saying they're good enough in our backyard. And I know Atlanta has a lot of creeks and crevices you got to maneuver to get kids, but there has to be a way you can put some sort of fence. And I'm not even just talking about that level. We just talked about 3 other kids that, I mean, Xavier's come down and rolled through and knocked them out. Come here.
Xavier.
Ramsey.
Camp. They might as well set a campsite up in Atlanta.
I mean, now Belmont. Come here, Will Richard. I mean, we can keep going down the list.
None in Tennessee. You know you got to throw Auburn.
Auburn has killed it.
I want to ask a serious question. Each of you guys are, let's say, Division I basketball coaches at Atlanta State, let's call it, right? Fictional school, Atlanta State, Division I school. Each of you guys are the head coach. Are you walking in Wheeler, coming off a state championship, and taking a kid that may be borderline to help build and foster that relationship with a program like a Wheeler or a program like a Milton, let's say, or are you just coming in to have a conversation? Do you
we're taking kids based off the fact that their team won the state championship?
Are you taking kids based off the fact that they go to a powerhouse program and you want a relationship with them?
They ain't take us based off the fact we just won a championship.
Yeah, bro. Hey, Bryce, I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking. Hey, you're the head coach at Morehouse, Bryce. do you take a Wheeler kid to build that relationship with a Wheeler? And I'm just using Wheeler as an example. You could replace Wheeler with
I think he still got to fit what I'm looking for in my program. Now I'm gonna go to Wheeler. I'm gonna look at the kid, and if I feel like I fall in love with him and he fits my scheme, that's even better. But I don't think I can just still take him because he goes somewhere and they want to say championship.
Well, what I'm doing, I'm building that relationship because I'm going to get that Isaiah Collier. I'm going to Milton to get that Kanan Carlisle. I just seen Bruce Thornton. I'm staying in Alpharetta.
But you're not. But see, I think what Monday
I agree with
is. I'm gonna build a relationship, but I don't know if I want to say this. So I'm not gonna say that. You can't take a Big South level player at an ACC school just so you can build a relationship, because you're gonna get fired before you get the ACC level player.
Right.
To me, here's where it crosses the line for me, Huck. If I'm the head coach and a powerhouse perennial program has a culture kid, he may not be able to necessarily help me on the floor, but he is a culture building intangible kid.
You only get a certain amount of scholarships.
I could be a 4-year kid. If I can do it, I'm going to take that kid.
Then maybe he's got to be a walk-on. I mean, you got to be serious. Like, you only got a certain amount of kids.
Hey, Andre, you got to go on verbal commits and look how many scholarships available we can give out before we could just be walking in gyms.
No doubt. I mean, to me, that goes without saying. We're assuming that they're.
Is it the 14th scholarship, and I know the kid is not going to have to play for me. I don't need him to play right away, but I think we can develop him. Am I going to take that kid that I know has been coached the right way in high school? They have a culture of winning. I have a relationship with that coach. Probably yes.
Yeah, I'm asking like Duke did with Jordan Goldwire.
Right.
Did anybody think that Jordan Goldwire was going to come in and
Jordan Goldwire actually a solid piece?
But here's the flip side of that.
But Coach K took him knowing he was a 4-year guy.
But here's the flip side of that, Dre. Is that there's some people with that 14th scholarship who are going to hold on to it because of the transfers.
They keep them in their back pocket.
Give me I don't think there's a right answer to that. I think it depends on your team. I think it depends on where you are in your contract. Are you just getting a job, or are you about to get? Are you you're on that hot seat?
You on that hot seat, gotta win. You probably gonna go get some JUCO kids.
Yeah,
at least one.
You
don't have time to be to develop. Yeah.
Better get some JUCO kid. After what I seen at that JUCO All-American.
I'm not even gonna say you better get JUCO kids. You better get the right kind of kid, the right kind of guy that
you have to get some old ones.
Like, because if you get the wrong culture kids, it ain't gonna matter how good they are. You probably ain't gonna win.
You got to get some old heads though.
I mean, we've seen talented high school teams that have boatloads of talent, multiple Division I kids, high major Division I kids. Like, damn, they not winning because the culture was crap, and that carries over to the next level. I'm always.
You said the coaching was crap.
Not coaching, culture.
Hey, speaking of culture, I'm gonna be looking at Kennesaw. I'm gonna be looking at Kennesaw State with a very close eye this year.
Can I ask like a question?
Big thing.
Locke, who's your high major, mid major, and low major AAU coaches? Let's talk. Hey, I just want to let y'all know. I walked in the door on Sunday night, and my mom was like, "Top 10." I was like, "Hell yeah, we top 10."
Shout out to Mama Williams. She know what's up.
We top 10.
Top 10.
Speaking of which, bro, I know somebody that know you, man. They went to Kennesaw Mountain with you, man.
Who? Sean Dixon?
Nah, but they know Sean too. It's a lady.
A teacher?
Hey, you know Bryce
She
be
works with our
out.
volleyball team now.
She do what?
She works with our volleyball team now.
Hey, how big is y'all athletic staff over there, Huff? I feel like every day it's like, oh yeah, you know, such work over here. You know what I'm
me.
saying?
I was only there for a little while, and I really didn't.
She know you, Bryce.
How well does she know me?
She know about your little brother too. So she knew you well enough.
Ooh.
Hey, come on, coach.
Is
We
her
need your-
dad an AD in Atlanta?
Not
Hey,
a
let's put Bryce business out on the street. Let's put all
like,
let's
Nah, man, I ain't tripping. I ain't been to Kennesaw Mountain since I graduated, so I ain't worried about it.
Hey, I do want to.
I just want to say that, you know, sometimes, you know, I was late to practice. Sometimes I didn't feel like running my sprints. Sometimes I didn't hit the weight room.
She kind of mentioned that because she said when you were at Mountain, they sucked.
Let me. First of all, when here's the thing. I went to two different high schools. I went to high school in DC, and I ended up at Kennesaw Mountain. When I moved to Kennesaw Mountain, it was only their second year of basketball.
You said that too, Bryce. You didn't let me finish.
Basketball too.
It just started.
When I graduated, I helped that program get to 500. So they don't need to say nothing.
Hey, if y'all just
now you contradict yourself.
Huh?
First, at the beginning of the show, you wanted somebody to congratulate you for winning the tournament. Now you want people to congratulate you for being 500.
You already top 10. What else you want?
I know, man.
No. I'm just saying from a brand new.
Jeffrey Bonner and Bryce Williams court. Kennesaw Mountain.
Nah, I wasn't good enough for that. Marietta was giving us 38. They was giving me 38.
Is your career better than your player on the Canes? Perry Robinson. Is your career better than Perry Robinson?
I never scored 40 points in the game.
Oh, well, there you go.
Nah.
I can respect you.
Here's the thing about it. Here's the thing. I know the game, and I could play the game better than the kids I coach. I'm just not as athletic, and I'm not as capable as they are. If that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So when I coach, I'm able to tell them, don't do what I did, because I didn't go to the weight room. I hated running outside on the track, but I was capable of being very good.
I
have are just really athletic.
If I had the work ethic I have in coaching, if I had that when I was playing,
right,
maybe I'll be making some money.
But the other thing is, Huff, I think that we don't understand that high school kids sometimes need an extra year. So for me, I felt like I didn't really get good at basketball, like really, really good, until I understood the game as an older player, which was after high school.
And that's
how
how I know.
I'm gonna take it even further, Bryce. As a young coach, I remember I thought I understood the game. But as a young coach, Bryce, you probably done this. Locke, you probably done it. Mondre, you probably done it. You think, man, I can teach them by playing with them. You cannot teach your players by playing with them, because you'll never see. Number one, you're gonna be too competitive, so you're gonna want to
be competitive too. Yeah.
So you're never gonna see the backside of the floor. You're never gonna see who didn't rotate on defense. You're not gonna see if the play was being ran. So,
and if you see all that, you're not gonna be playing very well.
There you go.
So
I like it as a team though, Huff. I'll do it occasionally. I just did it the other day.
So did she say I was lazy or something?
Yeah, no. So
no.
If I go to a high school practice and I see a high school coach scrimmaging with his team, even though he has enough players,
he's just out there having fun.
That could be some times you out there having fun.
Sometimes you got to get some work in, though. Sometimes you got to get a little.
And I will say there's some staffs who have a younger coach who they may need to go challenge their best player and really beat them up in practice or something like that.
Hey,
but if that's all the time,
hey, Has Larry Guard a chance yet?
Well, Larry wasn't there last year. Rich was guarding Chance in practice, and Garrett, and he was giving them the blues now.
Has Larry Guard and Harris
a little bit. Oh, and so we had a shooting contest after practice doing the.
I'm out shooting
during the summer, and let's just say he knocked every player on our team out. Larry was just not, and they looked at me. I said, "Man, he played high major and overseas. I don't know what y'all looking at me for."
I'm going to outshoot you most of the time if it's set shots. Like you're not gonna like outshoot me. Like that's not gonna happen.
Hey, you know how I win, Bryce? I take it a little deeper than the 3-point line. They always want to be right up on the 3-point line. I don't shoot right on the 3-point line three. So you go deeper. Most of them, you know, they can't be as consistent from that deep.
Yeah.
Huff in practice peeling them off. You taking people lunch money, Huff?
I don't do that.
Hey,
no problem when you play with kids though. In practice,
step on the court,
they start fouling you. Like they just like hit you in the face and stuff. Like just wild. Like what are you doing? And then you get mad. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just gets tricky. Like
oh no, I'm 240, dog. You foul me, I'm fouling you back.
Yeah, but you can't, Mondre. They in high school. They parents don't come up there.
240, dog. You getting fouled.
Hey, Dre, I don't see you running with your kids, Dre. Just keep me the book.
Dre be having them sweatpants. And his New York Yankees hat on to the side.
I just played the other day and hit the game winner coming off the screen too.
Dre, your shorts are too long to play. Dre had shorts came to his ankles.
He said he played with him the other day, and then he said the next day he couldn't get out of bed.
Now I can believe it.
Yeah, I could not.
I feel him on that.
I could not. Hey, the sad part is I was hurt not just the next day, but the day after that. Like that shit still.
That day I played in that game that y'all saw that video, I was hurt for about a week now. When you running up and down the court, you ain't used to doing that all the time.
Hey, I told them kids at my school, I said, like, look, man, I don't want to play. I had a long night, and they kept getting on my nerves. They kept knocking on my door.
You had a long night? What happened?
Oh, well, no, we just had a basketball banquet the night before, so I was tired, and I'm just like, okay, you guys you're bothering me. So you know what? I'm gonna go to my car and I'm gonna go get my Kobe's at the car. So I went and got my Kobe's and I laced them joints up and I went to work on them kids. Like I was giving them buckets. Like, don't do that.
Straight knit buckets.
Buckets. Hey, Sports Center buckets.
We definitely saw you on Sports Center.
Hey, so do y'all still keep hooping shoes in y'all car?
Yeah.
Yes. Even though I don't use them. I don't use them.
Dude, I got mismatching LeBrons in the car right now because I don't even know what the other one is.
That's how you know you always a hooper when you still got them in your car, like just in case.
Look, hey, man. And if somebody needs some, I would say, look, man, I got some shoes in the trunk. You need to borrow some.
I don't leave my house without an overnight bag.
But the one thing I had to stop doing though, we have to overnight bag.
Hey, whoa. What's that overnight bag?
Right? Yeah, we're not talking about overnight bag. Hey, but the one thing
we're not gonna put out this
overnight bag. Man, what are you talking about, bro?
Hey, real quick. And I'm gonna get out of here because we can't touch on this for too long. But hey, when she pull up with that Victoria's Secrets bag, y'all look like the pink one, the little stripe joint.
Oh,
we live the life. My bad. I want to do some.
Might be a good night.
Oh, man,
might be a good night.
You gotta move on quick, my man.
Hey,
man,
if Locke bring his overnight bag, just be prepared to sleep in the hallway or something.
I just want to know,
like you know from experience, Bryce.
Yeah. I just want to know what it is. I really want to know, bro. Like, I want to know, like, is it like a Nike duffel?
Nah, don't even have matching suitcases, bro. Come on now. He just got a matching suitcase. He just got a matching suitcase. Come on now.
Hey, y'all, wow.
I'm a Nike book bag guy.
Hey, so rapid fire topics, man. I just want y'all to quickly kind of weigh in. Before we go to rapid fire, I want to give just a quick shout out, thoughts and our prayers to the family of I don't even want to butcher this young man's name, but the quarterback at Georgia State announced today that he was out, or that he's going to be sitting out for the season, for the 2020 season, due to a heart condition as a result of COVID. The comments, I was going to link everybody to the post, but the comments were gross. Just thoughts and prayers to that kid's family. You know, I think they're saying for kids that develop this heart issue, that we're just kind of learning about, that it can be caused by other things, but it seems like COVID is becoming a normal occurrence for kids developing this heart issue. But thoughts and prayers to this young man. From what I've been reading, it seems like he's going to be fine. It's just you have to rest or stay away from rigorous activity for, you know, pretty long period of time to recover completely from it. So thoughts and prayers to that young man, and hope everything is that he comes back and everybody's good next year. A young lady, a Howard Law student that was also a ACC volleyball player, wrote a letter to Howard University that basically said, I'm gonna try to paraphrase what the letter said. I just want y'all to weigh in. Basically, it was a great letter. You can read on HBCU Game Day, the full letter. It's really cool. But she basically said, hey, look, y'all just got a $40 million donation. Invest in yourself. Put that money into athletics. Put that money into something that's going to make the university money. You just got the McCord Maker kid. Show him that you're not just expecting athletes to invest in a university and start to come to HBCUs. Show them that you're willing to invest back into these young people, and put that money into athletic programs and athletic funding. And she went on to kind of break down how she felt like that money should be divided up. When it comes to budgets and finances, especially during COVID, it's a real touchy subject nowadays. And especially with HBCUs, but I'll toss this out. Do you guys feel like on that short synopsis of her letter that she has a point? Is that an investment versus just a line item expenditure?
So do we agree with what she said? What you said?
Yeah, I'm just asking, you know, does she have a point? Should it be that the kids come and then once the kind of TV revenue picks up, then they invest in athletics, or should they take donations that are currently coming in and make athletics a priority? A lot of, you know, we understand that.
Let me start with this. As an HBCU graduate of the illustrious Morehouse College, we got to give back, man. We got to give back. If we want our athletic programs or any program at an HBCU to be top notch, to continue to be top notch, that same money you were spending, I agree with this. I saw this over that same money you were spending to go to homecoming. This year, that's not going to happen. Spend that joint and put it in your alumni association.
So you saying the money that we would normally spend at Oak,
Oak, whatever, to get in that tent, to spend that flight to come down here, the hotel, whatever it was you were spending to go to whatever homecoming. Because we can't continue to say we want these kids to go to HBCUs at division programs, whether we agree should they be going for the extras or not. But if a kid don't have a ice tub to get into at this location, at this school, but he does it the other one, then that ain't right. So we got to at least work to put ourselves on the same platform, on the same playing field as everybody else. And it starts with us. We can't always depend on the $40 million donation because every HBCU ain't getting that $40 million donation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 cents, but
True shit. I like it.
But my bad, because we keep talking about the Division I, but what about the Division II HBCUs? What about the NAI HBCUs? What about the JUCO HBCUs?
That's right. That's facts. I would definitely love to see some of that going back just from alumni alone. But I think she makes a point. I think looking at money given to athletics being an investment and expecting a return on that investment, your athletics program is a walking billboard for the university. And I believe that our HBCUs can take advantage of that. I think we've seen with Chris Paul wearing gear, wearing shoes. We've showed those on the show. Everybody wants a pair of HBCU shorts with the joint across the front. I think it could be a wise investment, but what do I know? I don't know anything about school budgets, but I think we're seeing that school budgets are a little more fragile than maybe some of us thought. At least I know I'm seeing that. I wasn't expecting a delayed season or possibly losing one season crippling a school's infrastructure when we're talking about people that have multi-million-dollar salaries walking around at the university. But we're seeing that happen. It's not just the little guys that are having problems with this when it comes to financial. It's the big boys too. So I don't know.
All right, what's your next rapid fire?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's your next rapid fire?
Deion Sanders graduated from a HBCU.
Talladega. So what?
Thoughts? We giving him a shout out? I don't know the situation there.
Yeah, I don't know the whole situation. Like, did he take classes? Was it an honorary degree? Like, I need more info.
I just love that people are starting to pay attention and that the focus is here now. Yes. Right? So I'm excited about where all this could go. I am. Do the Lakers win tonight?
Yes.
Man, they better.
They'll win. Honestly, they should have won last game. They just
I don't believe in Portland like everybody else does. So
all the Lakers have to do is get out on those screens in the last couple minutes. Like, don't let them shoot the ball from half court. Like, if you watch the last couple plays, Anthony Davis was like standing at the free throw line. Like, bro, you have to get out here and help hedge.
The role players didn't play well for the Lakers.
Right.
Portland's MO on the season has been they could score. They don't defend well. They go through lulls because they take bad shots and they don't defend well. So they go through.
The Lakers are gonna win. The Lakers are gonna win tonight. They too locked in. Like, they gotta win. Their backs against the wall. That's how they feeling. They gotta win. They'll win tonight.
Hey, y'all seen when Davion Mitchell had scored 52, then Jamal Murray ended up seeing him 57, end up seeing him like in the cafeteria, and somebody said that's an AAU summer.
Yeah, that's what we doing.
That had me
like
rolling.
You go play Birth King Robbie, and then you see him in the hallway. You talk to him for 30 minutes, bro. We just whooped your butt. No, I got another team. I got another team now.
I think there are parts of the bubble that I really love. I love that. To me, it kind of evens the playing field a little bit because you have players that are totally focused. They're not worried about ticket requests from family. You know, there's no travel.
And then you have Lorenzo Ball, who's just not there at all mentally.
Lonzo?
Yep, Lonzo.
He gonna be out of there.
You know.
So it's a give and take, Dre. I agree.
It is.
I agree with you.
It helps.
I think these teams in the playoffs are locked in. and they're like, all right, we got business. They don't have to worry about anything. Like they know it's just playing basketball.
Just come hoop.
Jalen Rose always says that when it comes down to the playoffs, because it was asked of him, does the travel really mean anything because you're flying private and all this and all that? And he was like, the biggest impact is to the bench players and to the role players. When you're at home and you have you're in your comfort zone, you're on the rims that you shoot on all the time, your role players can play better. I mean, I think anything can happen. Why could Houston not come out of this? Why could you know what I'm saying?
I think yeah. I mean, I think the best thing about the bubble is straight basketball.
Yeah.
Oh,
straight basketball. It ain't no nothing. It ain't no home court.
I'll tell you something I believe is that I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. Everybody it's the Lakers or it's the Clippers, but every time I watched was the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, Toronto, whoever it is, I'm looking at deficiencies, like deficiencies that could cause them to lose a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it was a normal situation and the Lakers were playing at Staples Center and they had Avery Bradley and Rondo, they win without. I don't think they have an issue winning this year.
Yeah. Like
now, without Avery Bradley, Rondo still kind of hurt.
Like
and you have no home court, they could lose.
Think about we know Luka is good, but think about the Clippers. They're supposed to be a really good defensive team, right?
And he's
but they are struggling because when the Mavericks put you in a pick and roll and they just spread you out with all those shooters, like
so many shooters, bro.
What are you gonna do?
You talking about Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway?
You can't drop coverage with your big because their big can pop and shoot it. Porzingis can, but you're not trying to let Luka get to the rim. So it's like you in no man's land right there, man.
When you got guys like Finley Smith knocking down threes like
Trey Burke.
Yeah.
Where did he go? Where did he go to school?
Trey Burke?
Nah, the other dude he just said. Yeah, where you go? Wake Forest or something like that?
You got me on that one, Bryce. I'm not sure. I could definitely see Toronto coming out.
I can too, Coach. I can too.
I can see Toronto coming out.
Well, y'all ain't say that last year when I called it.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Hey, I want to ask this question. If we took 16 teams from GHSA and put them in a bubble, who comes out of a bubble environment victorious? No home crowd
from last season. From last year.
From last year. I don't want
Grayson.
Who does the 16 teams?
Grayson.
So you taking all 8 champions?
Let's go 8 real quick because we on the podcast. Let's say 8 teams in the bubble because we on the podcast. You got to put McEachern in because you got Sharif.
No, you
Grayson's
don't. No, you don't. You're going to take the state champions and Grayson, right?
Yeah.
It's 7 state champions.
Okay.
You take 7 state champions. And then you take.
I don't know that those are
they don't mean they're the best thing because they state champion.
No.
And you got to get credit. Somebody win a state championship.
You got to give credit to the winners.
Just because you win a championship doesn't mean they want you back.
So what you saying is Willis shouldn't be in. Because it technically
Willis should be in. Willis should be in.
You contradicting yourself.
But not all of them are deserve to be one of the best 8.
What state champion doesn't deserve to be one of the best 8?
I mean, Grayson didn't win a state championship. But Grayson is better than most schools.
But you got to put a state. You can't have this tournament.
Yes, we can.
It depends on which rules.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We definitely can. Let's get our 18 bubble real quick. We're gonna offend somebody because there's gonna be a state champion that's not in here. Wheeler's in.
Wheeler's in.
Wheeler.
Chattahoochee. Dutchtown.
Woodward.
Woodward.
That's That's 4.
Pace. Pace.
Pace. Gotta have Pace. 5.
You only got 3 teams left.
St. Francis.
6.
St. Francis.
So you got 2 more.
So no Kel, no Lanier.
I would put Lanier Gerson.
Lanier get an at-large bid. So they take a
Swainsboro.
Lanier over Cedar Shoals.
I ain't see Cedar Shoals. I don't know.
Cedar Shoals beat Kel. This is true. They beat Kel. They beat Lithonia.
That's what I'm saying, man. See how y'all.
You got
Hey,
Swainsboro.
I don't put some respect on their name.
Yep, Swainsboro. I mean, they don't understand. They don't know about that lot. So
Hey, Swainsboro.
I don't know nothing about Swainsboro. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't want to put all state champions. So we, you know.
Okay, well, who comes out?
One game or a series?
One game, bro. One game bubble.
Best of 3.
Nah,
Yeah.
let's do best of 3.
Nah. I mean, Wheeler won. St. Fran. I mean, Pace would be tough, I think, in the bubble.
I think St.
Hey,
Francis.
I'm gonna tell y'all, we didn't put it in,
To be tough.
but I'm gonna tell y'all in a bubble with all things being equal,
Yeah, St. Francis.
nobody don't want to play Shiloh, bro.
But Shiloh not even in the bubble.
Nah, they ain't.
I'm saying they're not in, but I don't think nobody would want to see them in that type of environment.
Well, in that case, I feel like you don't want to see South Cobb in that environment.
South Cobb should have been a state champion. They should have been automatically qualified for the bubble.
Somebody
Yeah,
said, hey, Club Boy said Shiloh the Suns.
Shiloh, hey, they might be that team that you really like. You might not want that in the bubble, dog.
Hey, I put Americans in the bubble. They just lost 1 game.
Facts. Hey, Huff, you want that bubble smoke?
I'll never run away
Hey,
from
I want to see, bro, if we don't get a high school season, I want to see Locke's high major high school coaches coaching AAU, bro. And I want to see y'all all go at it.
Hey, y'all. Y'all high school coaches. Hey, y'all high school coaches ain't ready for this AAU smoke. I'm trying to tell you right now. Hey, look, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Hey, every high school coach gets to select a GM, and I'm telling you, Huff, you don't want to pick Spivey.
Wow.
You don't want Spivey as your GM, Huff. He's gonna fail you, dog.
Spivey gonna put Klay Thompson on LeBron James or something like that.
Shout out to Spivey. Shout out to Spivey. That's my dog. But every high school coach needs to pick a GM. We assemble these teams, and we need to get high school coaches in the bubble.
When you assemble the teams in this mythical AAU with high school players, is there a draft with the players?
Ooh.
That would be
dope. Old school rec league.
If we did a Georgia player draft with high school kids, that would be crazy. That would be tough.
Who would y'all take number 1?
I
don't even know.
From this year,
I think you gotta have a point guard. So I might go with like Peyton Daniels or something.
So you taking Peyton Daniels over Sharif and
I'm taking Sharif.
Nah. But I'm thinking that next year.
Why would you take the unicorn knowing somebody else is gonna take, say, Sharif, and I can still get DeJuan over?
If we talking about last year kids, yeah, I wouldn't take him. If we talking about next year,
2021,
yeah.
Oh, we talking about this year. Oh.
Of course of course you take Sharif or you take your boy from St. Francis. You take one of them.
If we start 2021, I know who my first pick will be.
Hey, they talking about tampering. I'm out. I get fined.
Hey, who you got your first pick, Locke?
I'm getting Manny Harris.
No, he's lying. He's lying. Don't let that man hype you up.
Your first pick?
That man is going to be a damn Wingfield.
I'm getting Manny. I'm picking Manny over Bam.
Hey, we did have an idea a lot of having a South Georgia, Middle Georgia versus Atlanta event. That shit would be fun.
It was supposed to happen, man. I was putting it together, but the COVID. But I'm taking Manny Harris.
As your first pick?
Yes.
Wow.
Hey man,
You're not taking it up or
South Georgia.
You say what? It's a ton of kids, but Manny Harris,
over RJ Nord.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Similar guys. We talking about guys that are similar guys.
Angela gonna be on your line tomorrow morning. You better not answer that question.
Two
Yeah,
guys
I got
I would want my team lock. I
They
would want both of
they
those.
got me in that full court press, Bryce, that we be
They
running.
said you getting bounced in the first round.
Ooh.
Hey, Huff. Hey,
Not if I'm coaching. Not if I'm coaching.
mythical team.
First round.
Give me your mythical team, Huff, out of guys who are not playing GHSA right now. No tampering.
So you mean like last year?
Give me guys that are signed, committed, guys that you can't be getting in trouble for tampering for. Just give me your mythical team. You can go last couple years if you want to.
I mean, if the unicorn, you got to take the unicorn, man. I just think he does a little bit of everything. But my point guard going to be DeJuan Odom. There's no disrespect to Sharif Cooper, but I just think his competitive nature, he plays both ends of the floor.
Study long, you study wrong, Huff.
How many years has Isaac Okoro been gone? One or two?
Hey.
One.
Hey.
Well, he's on that team. I'm letting you know right now.
Huff, real quick. Start bench cut.
No.
Isaac.
And Kowalski.
Isaac. Chuma. Isaac. Chuma. I need one more.
Bruh. Chuma is different.
Isaac, Chuma, Ant-Man. Start bench cut.
Chuma different, bruh.
Isaac, Chuma, Ant-Man. Start bench cut.
Isaac,
Chuma different, bruh. Trying to tell you.
I may get killed for this. I'm starting Chuma.
Chuma different, bruh.
I'm benching Isaac and I'm cutting Ant-Man.
Whoa.
Never would have made
I wouldn't cut Ant-Man, but
it's only cut. You have to start, bench, and cut.
Nah, I'm not cutting Ant-Man.
Nah, I can't.
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead, Lock. Start bench cut.
Isaac, both ends of the floor.
I'm going with
Isaac.
I'm going with Ant. I'm bitching Isaac and I'm cutting Chuma.
Bro, you have no idea how good Chuma is and was.
Monster.
Dude. No.
Go ahead, bro.
I've seen Chuma up close and personal. I haven't seen nothing like him.
So you starting Chuma?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. At the 4, and he can bring the ball up at the 2.
So what about the other?
I'll bench Anthony, and Okoro probably got to go. Chuma is different, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I never seen anybody up close do the things that he did.
All right, we're gonna do it. Hey, we're gonna do a start bench cut high school coaches next week.
Nah.
Who you would want to coach your team?
Yeah, that's gonna get a little ugly.
I don't know that we can just come out and say that Ant was better than Isaac in high school because we saw them match up, and both of those guys played good. That's tough. Way more in his bag. No Sam Hines disrespect on this show. Not allowed. We love Sam Hines on this show.
Hey, he did his thing against Grayson in the state championship. Went what, 11 for 12?
Oh, I'll tell you who my two guard is. That boy going to South Florida. Caleb Murphy is gonna be my two guard.
Killer.
I got Caleb Murphy and DeJuan Odom in the backcourt. And Walker Kessler Sr. as my center. He might be right. If I put Sam Hines and Isaac Okoro out there, ooh, boy, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to get buckets.
Hey, I'm gonna match that up with Manny Harry versus Kowalski. Manny Harry and Kowalski is my backcourt.
Enough, Lock.
Hey, Sharif, BJ Boston.
Ooh.
Sharif, BJ Boston. Isaac Okoro.
Scratch.
I'm trying to think of my man's name from Green Forest.
Oh, they went to Florida State at first.
No, the
Not
kid
him.
that went to like he's at Arkansas now.
JD no.
The kid from Green
JD
Forest.
Note didn't go there.
Hold on, let me go to Arkansas roster. Y'all gonna know his name when I say it. Watch.
I didn't know who my sixth man is though.
Ooh.
Adam Flagler. Gotta have a shooter.
Oh, we put RJ Noah on him. That locked up city right now.
Hey,
RJ
how do
Norton.
I say his name? I just put it in the chat.
RJ
Bebe.
Norton. Oh, Bebe.
Baby.
Oh, we put,
Lockdown defender.
we put RJ Noah on Adam
Hey,
Flagler.
Bebe can't handle that physical part.
Hold on, Lot. You telling me a high school kid can stop a kid that's at high major school?
No, we just talking about in high school. We did the thing, man. Right? I'm going off his high school career, not his college career.
I could build my team, man. I'm telling you now. You give me that 5, and then I got Adam Flagler coming off the bench, Devin Vassell coming off the bench. I can defend and shoot. I got people that can play multiple positions. Ooh, there, buddy. So think about this team now. So at point guard, DeJuan Odom. At 2 guard, Caleb Murphy. I'm going to actually start Devin Vassell at the 3. I'm gonna
You might have the most athletic backcourt ever.
I'm gonna start Devin Vassell at the 3. Isaac Okoro gonna play the 4. Walker Kessler gonna play the 5. How are you gonna defend that?
Who?
You got to press. Man, you can't.
Press.
Yeah.
I got 5 dudes that can handle the ball.
There's nothing you can do about it. Maybe try to sit in the try to sit in the 1-3-1, and hopefully they miss a lot of shots.
I got Adam Flagler. I got Sam Hines. They coming off my bench. Trying to see how many players we taking. 8 players. We taking 10.
Hey, we need to make this happen, Huff. We need to make this happen. We need to put something together if we lose the season. We need to give y'all like 2 weeks to practice. So not a whole lot of time. Let's get our guys in the bubble and let's see who really can coach, dog. All things being equal, everybody got good players. That's how I go down for AAU, dog. We got to see who really about that smoke.
Hey, and then I'm gonna take a guy, a lesser known guy, because you got to have a dog. You just got to have a dog on your team that don't have to score. So JD Diamond's gonna be on my bench too.
He just gonna power them all up. My dog will be rocking.
You said JD coming off your bench? Wow.
Yeah.
You really want to win. You
got a
really
team.
want to win now.
You trying to win, right? There's nothing else but you trying to win.
He trying to stack
You
him up.
really
No,
wanna win.
no Spivey at your GM.
Hey, JD coming off your bench, you definitely gonna win.
Hey, this is a good question. What do y'all think about the NBA having a 4-point line?
No.
Nah, we good. Nah.
Hey, I think it's wild that we answer that question that way so quickly when I feel like how far out were we when people were saying the same thing about the 3-point line? I'm not saying we should have a 4-point line. I'm just saying that I feel like it wasn't that long ago that people were feeling the way we feel.
I would like to go back and see when they were talking about the 3-point line, and it might have been were grassroots and high school kids jacking up shots way out there back then. Because I think if you add the 4-point line, they already jacking up shots. Now you don't have a kid. I saw a video of a kid. I'll keep his name remain. That's jacking up half-court shots, trying to act like he's in range.
What team did he play for?
They shoot those all the time.
I'm trying to go see him do it. Like, can you send me his schedule? I want to see this kid shoot half-court shots.
He wasn't consistently. He wasn't Trae Young or Dame Lillard.
His coach was allowing him to do that?
That man tried to say he could. Never mind, I'm going to be quiet.
DM me the schedule so I can go see it because I want to check that out.
That part is, I know more than one kid that is like that, Huff.
Did they post it, though? Did that person?
That you know.
Oh, boy.
Y'all see the overnight bag?
You about to head out, huh? Head out, huh?
Hey, he tells you to wrap it up, man. He tells you to wrap it up.
Where you get that shit from? Champs or something? Foot Locker?
That is our show for the night. I do want to drop this up here on us real quick.
That ain't no you bag, my guy.
This was a letter posted by Masai Ujiri, the president of the Toronto Raptors, after the police body camera from last year's NBA Finals was put out. Matter of fact, I'll just show the footage real quick. We got it. Hold on. I'm not gonna go through and read this whole statement, but I just want us to not forget as we leave here why we doing what we doing, why players are currently wearing equality and injustice on their jerseys. You know, it's great that we have basketball. It's great that we have topics to talk about, but we still got a long way to go. Steph Curry speaking at the Democratic National Convention tonight. I don't know that I've seen athletes this involved politically before. I think we're going to be able to find out how we feel about it as we go. Right now, I think it's a good thing. I just think people should be able to speak their mind. But Black lives do matter. So let's not forget that. The president, you talk about how y'all felt being disrespected in the championship. You the president of the Raptors. Your team just won an NBA title, and you can't even
get pushed back.
Literally pushed back. You can't even get on the floor. It's embarrassing. So let's not forget what we working toward, people. So that's our show, man. Hope y'all have a great night. I got a couple videos to send y'all out for some laughs on the way out, man. I found a video of Locke training some kids, so I wanted to.
I'm not a trainer.
Locke doing.
Zocco must have sent you that.
Here you go.
Come on, man, you gotta finish. Man, get your ass up. Swing left. Yeah. And up, yeah. What?
That was funny.
That look more like Bryce workout.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, God damn, this how you do
Hey, man, this is the Love of the Game podcast, man. Y'all be easy. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Are y'all out of town this weekend, Bryce? Y'all good or what?
it. I'm in South Carolina, my guy.
We ain't gonna be here on Sunday.
Yeah, we might be like Sunday. I might have something for y'all Sunday, man. But we'll holler at y'all till next time, man.
We're gonna do live from South Carolina on the radar edition or something.
Thanks.